of the road and the future of flight. From viral trends, policy shifts, we cut through the traffic to bring you the stories that drive us. Your fast track guide to everything on the move starts right now. From the Billionaire News Channel studio to Mellow 947 BFM, I'm Paolo de Rosario. This is Shift Happens. Joining me today is Vice Editor-in-Chief Vernon Sarne. Partner, welcome back to the show. You're my favorite host for today.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, my favorite host for the show, Vernon. At excited ako sa topic natin ngayon because talagang inaabangan to year in, year out, or rather every 2 years.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to get to that later on. But, of course, we're going to have to take a look at the volatility here. With the volatility of the fuel prices, which remains a constant headache. The conversation is starting to shift. Now, it's no longer just about the price at the pump, it's about the longer road ahead. As global trends push for greener technology, the Philippine automotive sector faces a critical crossroads. The shift to modern mobility demands a cohesive strategy from the industry's biggest players. Now, the upcoming Philippine International Motor Show, or PIMS, is more than a showcase of new models. It's a reflection of where the industry stands, from strengthening local manufacturing to navigating the rise of new energy vehicles. This is about more than just the aesthetics. What matters is how the Philippines can keep pace with global standards and make sustainable vehicles more accessible to every Filipino.
So ano nga ba ang dapat nating abangan sa darating na PIMS at sa ating automotive sector? Para pag-usapan ang status ng industriya at ang layunin ng CAMPI, kasama natin ngayon ang Vice President for Government and Industry Affairs ng Toyota Motor Philippines at ang PR Committee Chairperson ng CAMPI, Sir Elvin Luciano.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us here.
Good afternoon, Sir Elvin. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start off first with PIMS because it is one of the most anticipated, highly anticipated events ng automotive industry ngayon. It comes in a weird place considering na kaka-fuel crisis lang natin. In fact, it's still ongoing. We're seeing a shift to new energy vehicles as well. How would you describe yung preparations, yung mga issues that PIMS wants to tackle this 2026?
Yeah. On the surface, it may look like that. Na it's not timely, na it's coming at a weird time. But we at CAMPI, we'd like to think that it's now more relevant than ever. Kasi we have seen the changes in the demand sa market. And maybe you also notice na there's been a change in the preference of the customers when buying their cars. So, nagbago yung, I guess we can say it na tumaas yung demand natin, for example, for new energy and electrified vehicles. So, that's one thing that we noticed. But, overall, whether electrified siya or ICE vehicles, people are not looking for the mobility solutions that will help them conserve energy, save on cost. And I think that's where the PIMS come in as an event. So with PIMS, tayo as a whole industry, we are here to present solutions to the driving public, to the customers, and we are here to offer them choices. Kasi first and foremost, PIMS is an industry event. So it's organized by CAMPI. So it is our industry association. So PIMS is created and developed by the industry for the industry. And that industry involves all the stakeholders, especially the customers who are in need of these mobility solutions.
Curious ako. A couple of weeks ago, parang pinag-uusapan pa ng CAMPI kung itutuloy eh. I don't think di niya yata sinare sa mga media na may ganun kayong merong stage na parang
option yan.
May possibility na baka hindi ituloy yung PIMS because nga doon sa oil crisis. And then what made you decide na okay?
Yeah. Of course, we are sensitive about the timing of the event. Lalo na it's been officially declared that we are in a state national energy emergency. So of course, the first thing that we don't want to happen is for us to appear insensitive, perhaps, or not tone deaf or not cooperative of the directives from the government. But for this activity, our Philippine International Motor Show, as I mentioned, we'd like to position this as a place where we offer solutions for the challenges. Because although the challenges that we have now are more pronounced this year because of the ongoing conflicts na sabi nga ng marami, we don't know when it's actually going to end.
Yeah.
So it's the solutions that we are offering for this PIMS, it's not for this specific situation that we are in now. But rather, we are anticipating ano pa ba yung mga iba nating possible na maging challenges in terms of mobility in the future. So we are looking ahead, and actually this is a continuation of the years of preparations that we are doing in the automotive industry.
Yeah.
Of course, we even from years ago, we already know that the advent of electrified vehicles is coming. So unti-unti nag-introduce tayo ng mga different technologies which are appropriate for the market at that time. And in situations like this, I guess the rising demand for these new technology vehicles are pushed by the greater awareness of the public. Diba, when faced with challenges, we tend to look for solutions. And right now, these are the solutions that are being offered to us. So with that, our customers, the driving public, they are now more aware.
Yeah.
And they now have access to more information. The more products that come in, the more that they get to compare. And by comparing, they get to select and make smart decisions kung anong technology or mobility solutions yung most apt for their needs.
Sir Elvin, how would you say the industry has reacted? Because obviously a lot of the reaction will come from yung conflict over in the Middle East. The fuel prices have been rising. People are more aware of yung EVs in particular, the very many variations of EVs. Dito sa Pilipinas, napakaraming Chinese brands at the moment who have come in offering EVs, plug-in hybrids or different options. How would you say the industry has reacted in this short amount of time? And of course, in reaction also to yung audience natin, or rather yung driving public?
Yeah. Paolo, I think the reaction, hindi din siya what we can consider as a knee-jerk reaction because of the conflict. I think this has been, all these has been a part of the overall planning, product planning, demand planning, etc. And now that we are in this situation, to answer your question on how the say sector is responding, I think it's all about being able to quickly address the needs of the customers. So for example, right now, people are looking for vehicles that will help them conserve energy and save on cost. So they go with electrified technologies. So the challenge there is how to bring to the public the products they need most at this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Because Vernon, may nakausap ko ibang brand na sinasabi nila sa mga iba't ibang events nila, yung mga ICE offerings, walang nagpapareserve doon. Lahat na nasa electrified offerings na parang iba na talaga yung demand ng customers ngayon.
Can I just add, yung mga fans ng electric vehicles now, sinasabi nila ang Toyota raw parang sumasakay sa bandwagon dahil uso na yung electric, may problema sa gasolina, sa fossil fuel. Ang hindi nila alam, actually, many years ago,
They were the first.
nag-invest ng Toyota sa electrified. Meron na silang Prius before.
Yeah.
Actually, hindi nga pinapansin ng mga tao eh. Kasi medyo mahal kasi, di ba? Pero, Toyota, matagal na, for many years, ine-educate nila yung market.
Yes.
Actually, feeling ko nag-benefit pati yung mga yung mga bagong brands eh.
Yeah.
Kasi matagal nang ini-educate
With
ng
the
Toyota,
hybrid
tsaka ng Nissan
technology
actually,
as
in
well,
fairness.
eh. Oo.
Toyota and Nissan.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Vernon. So that's true. So speaking naman for Toyota, I think we introduced the Prius in 2009. Yeah, 2009. So that's the first commercially available HEV that we launched into the market. You're right. At that time, hindi pa ganun ka-mature yung understanding of the public. At saka hindi pa ganun ka-pronounce yung need for electrified vehicles. But as the years went by, nadagdagan yung choices that we are offering to the market, especially around 2020, 2021, when Toyota brought in the more familiar nameplates. So first we brought in the Corolla Altis hybrid, and then followed by Corolla Cross hybrid. So more familiar forms, more familiar
Ilang models
nameplates.
na ng Toyota ang may hybrid?
So right now we have the Altis, Corolla Cross, Yaris Cross, RAV4, Alphard, and Camry. Yun lang ba?
Could be more.
Could be more.
Could be more.
And we have
Meron na rin yung full electric.
Yeah, and we even have more hybrids and BEVs Lexus line. And then in terms of BEV, we have the recently introduced BZ4X and the Urban Cruiser.
You know, it's so interesting because when I look at the offerings ng mga EV, mga HEV, and so on, mga plug-in, parang labanan ng technology na eh. Someone, I forgot who guessed it on the show, pero she likened it to na parang cellphone na, like every year there's a different version of the technology that would make you really think about buying it. How would you describe yung technology race natin ngayon sa industriya?
We're talking about the industry, right? Yeah, so for the industry, we understand that a vehicle is a long-term investment.
Yeah.
So I think the priority is to really help the public understand. Of course, there's a wide array of new technology vehicles, of electrified vehicles, but we don't want them to just buy one on a whim or on a quick reaction because rising in fuel prices. So as an industry, our stance is always we always open up the market to a variety of choices. So from the electrified space alone, of course, we have our hybrid electric vehicles, which is the most popular by far based on sales statistics. We have the battery electric, and we also have a plug-in for more flexibility. And looking beyond that, mas marami pa tayong ina-expect sa industry.
Yeah.
For example, from the last PIMS, may mga brands na nag-exhibit ng other future technologies like hydrogen. So, and sa side naman of our ICE vehicles, we are constantly exploring or developing engines na more fuel efficient and at the same time compatible with more environment-friendly forms of alternative fuels. So there's really a range or a wide selection of actions that we can take for us to build on a more sustainable mobility industry.
It's interesting to me that yung hybrid talaga yung pinakasikat or at least yung pinaka-preferred ngayon ng market. Why do you think that's so? Is it a leap siguro to get away from the security of gasoline? Because it feels like parang fallback ngayon yung gasoline, especially when you think of yung mga electrified vehicles, partner.
Yes. I think it's because among those types of electrified vehicles, hybrid requires the least amount of changes in your driving habits and the way you maintain your car. Because essentially, it's the same ICE vehicle that you have, except that yun nga, it's hybrid, so it's also powered by an electric motor. So at the same time, there's also that sense of security that currently right now, anywhere you go, there's a gas station that you can go to. So I think it's part of the transition, and hybrid electric vehicles, actually, we would like to give them credit because it's the vehicle that's helping most of us really try or enter that transition into electrified
Kumbaga,
mobility.
gateway siya.
Gateway, yeah, correct.
Gateway vehicle. Okay, Sir Elvin, we're gonna take a quick break here. Vernon, commercial muna tayo because we have a lot more to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still with the Vice President for Government and Industry Affairs of Toyota Motor Philippines and Peer Committee Chairperson ng CAMPI, Sir Elvin Luciano. You don't want to miss our conversation. We'll be right back.
Looking for the perfect escape? Discover Club Nalu, a serene beachfront retreat where stillness meets style. Nestled along the quiet shores of Bacnotan in La Union, Club Nalu is designed for slow mornings, ocean breezes, and moments that help you unwind. From cozy rooms and sun-drenched villas to relaxing spaces inspired by nature. Every corner invites you to pause, breathe, and recharge. Club Nalu, come as you are and leave feeling a little lighter. Book now at clubnalu.ph.
Welcome back. You're still watching Shift Happens. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Still with me is the Vice Editor-in-Chief, Vernon Sarne, my favorite host every Friday. And of course, on the other end, we have the PR Committee Chairperson ng CAMPI, Sir Elvin Luciano. He's also the Vice President for Government and Industry Affairs ng Toyota Motor Philippines. Partner, balita ko may mga hard questions ka daw.
Hindi naman.
Madali lang.
Madali lang. Gusto ko lang banggitin because earlier this year, merong isang car show din eh.
Yeah.
MIAS,
Yeah.
Manila International Auto Show. Actually, mas matanda pa siya kaysa sa PIMS, di ba? Pero ang narinig nating feedback doon is that puro Chinese daw yung brand. In fact, kinakansyawan nga nila parang hindi na raw siya Manila International Auto Show, parang China Auto Show na raw di ba? So curious ako, doon sa lineup ng mga car brands na magpa-participate sa PIMS, anong percentage ng mga Chinese? Or mas mababa ba? I'm sure mas mababa siguro.
Controversial naman ang mga tanong mo. I like it though.
Hirap nga yung question kasi hindi ako marunong mag-compute ng percentage. But,
Okay.
but we're not looking at it as ilang percent yung ganito, ilang percent yung from this country. But we'd like to look at it as a whole. And we'd like to think that we are presenting from our very concept of giving the public choices. So currently, at present count, we have 17 brands participating in the Philippine International Motor Show in June, which, by the way, is its 10th edition. Ayun. So, I'd like to mention lang the brands na kasama natin that the public can expect when they visit PIMS June 4 to 7. So, we have Baik, Chery, Photon, Geely, Honda, Isuzu, Jetour, Kia, MG, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Omoda and Jeiku, Subaru, Suzuki, Tesla, Toyota, and VinFast. So by the way,
Mas maraming Japanese.
the representatives of these brands are in a meeting right now.
Okay. Are they watching right now?
I hope so.
Oo, dapat. Oo.
They're in a meeting because yun nga, we're in the middle of the preparations and all of us are very keen in giving everyone a good motor show.
I am really curious kasi mention na natin yung sa MIAS and we've heard some feedback also that naging parang sales show na lang siya. Hindi siya technology showcase or what people would have siguro traditionally expected from an auto show. So what can we expect from this? And first of all, what do you think of yung feedback na yun muna?
It's a legitimate feedback and we take feedback really seriously. But personally, kasi parang yung argument yata is it a real motor show or what
Enthusiast or
pang enthusiast ba siya or pang benta?
Pang consumer.
Pang consumer. Personally though, think we're not parang we're not forced to stick to just one direction. Going through our our overall direction of giving multiple paths to the people. Of course, as a motor show, I think it's our responsibility to give our customers a glimpse of what's going to happen in the future of mobility, for example. Parang it's our responsibility to introduce and keep reintroducing to them our brands, what we represent, and what we can offer to them. And at the same time, we understand that most people who visit the motor show, they visit the motor show because they have specific needs in mind. Na, for example, pupunta ako sa motor show because, for example, I'd like to see my options, to see which vehicle best suits my need. So that's what we want to address with Philippine International Motor Show. That if you're an enthusiast, you're looking to see the concept cars, and you're excited to be the first to see the cars that will be launched and introduced during the activity. Na, by the way, out of the 17 brands, more than half will introduce new models, will unveil new models.
Yeah.
So watch out for that. So I don't think we can be either or, but rather we can give a good show and at the same time offer good deals to the customers.
Meron, di ba, kinikriticize yung MIAS dahil nga medyo masikip na yung lugar.
Yeah.
Sabi na kailangan ng mas malaking venue, ganyan. Pero ang problema is yung PIMS, dun din sa the same venue gagawin, di ba?
Yes.
World Trade Center, Metro Manila.
I like how we're trying to build on this, no? So, pero yeah, that is a concern though. Of course, yung experience sa mga potential customers and of course those enthusiasts as well.
Yeah, that's correct. So we'll see you at the World Trade Center, Metro Manila in Pasay City. But this is our 10th edition of the Philippine International Motor Show. And of course, for every edition that we run, there are learnings. And we try to adjust and be better on the next edition. So a concrete example of that, I think, is right now we're holding it in June. Because traditionally, it's September, October timing.
Nga pala, bakit naging
Yeah.
June?
I'm sure you remember last time.
Yeah.
It was around September, October timing, and maraming bagyo season that time.
Yeah.
And during the opening day, nagkaroon tayo ng flooding around the area. So we are counting on better weather para mas marami tayong public na ma-invite to the event. And at the same time, we're talking about spaces. So we know na padami yung mga brands that are participating, joining CAMPI as an organization and participating in PIMS as an exhibitor. So that's actually one of the primary concerns. So more than anything,
May mga ginagawa raw na venue sa...
we heard about
diba?
that.
Mas malaki raw.
Yeah. And I think that would be beneficial to the industry as a whole because we'd like to see more venues available. But for PIMS, the comfort, the safety of our visitors, our guests, it's a huge priority for us, the organizers.
Binigit niya yung safety eh. Sana wala mga snatcher. Alam mo, maraming snatcher sa mga car show natin.
Hopefully, hindi kotse yung kinukuha. Hindi naman. All right. But then, of course, obviously the safety and all of that will be dealt with, I'm sure. But, Sir Elvin, when we look at what the crowd will expect, I know they're going to expect the deals, they're going to expect the new models, but based on your inside knowledge, ano kaya siguro yung magiging highlight para sa'yo for this upcoming PIMS?
Okay, so inside information. So of course, aside from our 17 brands participating, we also have our lineup of aftermarket brands and companies that will be putting up their booths and exhibits in the area. And also going back to our topic of how do we make it more relevant to the visitors and guests that are coming. So we are giving focus on our energy-saving vehicles. In fact, latest count, I think we are exceeding 150 cars on display and through test drive, and almost half of them will be electrified in some form.
Okay, 150.
Yeah.
So will that
As of
solve yung
now.
space problem mo?
Even outside, I will have exhibits and experience areas.
Perfect. So Elvin, before we let you go, could you please invite all our viewers to go check out PIMS and where they can go and get access to it?
Yes. So, where do I go?
Right over there.
Okay, we are inviting everyone on behalf of CAMPI to the Philippine International Motor Show happening on June 4 to 7, 2026. It's going to be at the World Trade Center, Metro Manila in Pasay. And we will soon announce the availability of tickets online. And for more updates, visit our official Facebook account at facebook.com/Philippine International Motor Show.
Siya po ang VP for Government and Industry Affairs ng Toyota Motor Philippines at PR Committee Chairperson ng CAMPI, Elvin Luciano. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for
Paolo.
joining us.
Thank you, Vernon.
All right, Vernon, take it away.
And that concludes our roundup of the stories driving the industry forward. I'm Vernon Sarne.
Ako po si Paolo de Rosario. Join us again next week on Shift Happens, your fast track guide to everything on the move.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.